Then there is the level difference. Lord Hermes told me something before, but now I see that the students chasing me have physical abilities comparable to those of more experienced adventurers. Combined with the good cooperation of the students, there is no doubt that it is enough to pose a threat. However, now I am at level 5. Now that I can do it even with some strength, I have experienced the fastest in the city. Mr. Allen, after the competition between time, I will never lose in pure pursuit. This is not confidence, but fact. 2 students ran from the fork in the road. I leaned forward and ran past them. Just like that, the students lost sight of me and couldn't help but look around. Although the current situation is a bit special, it still makes me feel like I have truly become a first-level adventurer again. If it were me now, maybe I could get rid of the previous prison scene with the Apollo Familia and Ishtar Familia by myself. It's just that human. Could it be Bell Crane? Quickfoot White Rabbit. They say he's reached level 5. An adventurer who becomes famous will inevitably face a certain fate, something like a price, and now I have to go through this process. In the current situation, wearing a uniform to disguise yourself has completely lost its meaning. The students chased me and started screaming at the same time. Fortunately, I look forward to seeing you after arriving in Orario. Obviously I still miss you a little. What a mistake. What a disappointment. Illegal intruder. Criminal. After all, he is just an adventurer. It was almost the same as when I injured the orphans due to the heretical incident. In short, my spirit was weakened in every sense of the word and I was about to fall to my knees. With tears in my eyes, I tried to run through the school zone. By the way, when will I run away? Is it possible to jump into the sea and escape? But leaving Lord Hermes behind and running away alone is a bit. I was caught between the inner critic and the entanglement, and I was trapped by my natural indecision, which probably lasted several minutes. At this point, maybe I couldn't take it anymore and I kept running. As reinforcements, new students rushed out of the teaching building. Stop! There are a lot of people and there is no way to escape. Students rushed towards me from both the stone pavement and the rooftops, and I was chased into the center of the school zone. It is no longer possible to jump over the side of the ship into the sea. Maybe I can force an opening in the siege, but, if I hurt a student because of something like that, I would really be a criminal. Since they can't play, the only way left is to escape to the tower built in the center from the school district. He fled to the temple tower. I ran into the tower with the door open, looking intently ahead, and ran up the huge spiral staircase. Naturally, the students showed up too, chasing me until I could only run uphill. People on each floor, probably students or teachers, screamed when they saw me quickly walking up the stairs. I kept saying, "I'm sorry." In my heart and at the same time murmured, "This is bad." There is no doubt that if this continues, there will be no escape. So we can only try to hide it somewhere. The students were thrown very low by me and I reached the top first. After walking down the empty hallway, I opened the ash double doors at the end. Then, after breaking into the room, a god pillar appeared in the field of vision. "You are." This god is very beautiful. Although he is a male god, he is as beautiful as a goddess. Longer, richer blonde hair than Ms. A's, and white and delicate skin. I have never seen anyone with such a slender figure, which is why I consider him as beautiful as a goddess. However, he is much taller than me. Wearing a long sacred cassock, from the right shoulder to the arm, the original skin exposed. Is the crown on his head made of mistletoe? I can't see his eyes. Closed eyelids covered his pupils. Despite this, the male god still actually saw me. I stared at this noble figure and understood only one thing. What this god is in charge of must be something sacred related to light. His eyes that shouldn't be able to see me turned to me, and the male god showed a soft smile. "Lord Baldr." A girl pushed the door. Her actions were on the line between rude and not rude, and she still managed to maintain minimal etiquette in such an emergency, probably because she was a student from the school district. As if she wanted to declare that she was in an emergency, her face changed drastically and she said loudly, "Is there a white-haired human here?" "No." "What happened, Arisa? Was he hiding behind the stairs on the way?" The armband tied to her arm shook and the girl showed a thoughtful expression for a moment. She immediately came back to her senses and replied with an upright posture, "I'm sorry, there are intruders. We have been invaded by Orario's forces again. And the adventurer this time is still the fastest rabbit in the world, Clown Bell. We will definitely take him down. Wait for our report. Bet on the prestige of the school district." The girl showed an expression that suggested she might say that and left the room. "Everything is fine. Thank you very much." Hiding in the shadow of the table, I lost my strength in an instant as I held my breath to listen to the entire conversation. After rushing into this room just now, thanks to the kindness of the male god in front of me, I managed to hide here. But why help me? You are Bel Cranel. Although the order is a little out of order, it is the first time we have met. Orario's new hope. I hope. Oh no, I am. First date. As soon as I put on a guilty expression, Lord Baldr smiled slightly and said hello slowly. At first I was expressionless, then I hurriedly lowered my head. Miraculously, the feelings of guilt and nervousness gradually disappeared. It seemed that only around this male god did the flow of time slow down. How should I say it? I feel that as long as I speak with that firm voice and words, my heart will calm down. After my body was no longer tense, as if it had calculated the opportunity, Lord Baldr answered the question I just asked. As for the fact that I will protect you, it's because before I received the intruder's report, I happened to talk about you. And the person I was talking to was me. Lord Hermes. So you're here. I was really shocked this time when Lord Hermes moved some of the stone slabs outside the large carpet to reveal himself. It looks like he was hiding under the floorboards before I got here. After I separated from Belcoin, I happened to walk to this bridge, which is the temple tower. So I hid here for a while with Baldr, with whom I have a great friendship. I only talk about it when I have something to do. It must feel so good. Lord Hermes approached, twirling his hat with his fingers, and Lord Baldr actually laughed quietly. I don't know what the relationship between Lord Hermes and Lord Baldr is, but, just by looking at the exchanges between the two, I can feel that these two have probably been friends for a long time. In addition to recruiting students, I also want to have a conversation between gods with Baldr. Now is the right time. As long as I submit a document, I will still have time for the interview. As always, it comes as quickly as the wind. I can't help it. If I go through formal channels, I will be delayed again and again, and then the guild will inform me that we cannot meet again after a month. After all, during this period of time, the school district is so busy, it's even more so when you're the main god. Looking back and forth at Hermes-sama and Baldr-sama who said they had something to discuss, I became a complete stranger when I heard that word. No, I couldn't help but say, hey, softly. School, the principal means. Literally. Baldr is the greatest god here. And if we trace the origin, he is also the god who proposed the idea of a school district. In other words, he proposes the creation of this school district. I looked surprised. Lord Baldr still had his eyes closed and his mouth slightly withered like a wry smile. The word greatest is a bit of a misnomer. After all, this school district is just an alliance of the academy and family members. I will lead everyone and take responsibility. In this sense, I am in fact the main responsible for the school district. I should have thought of this a long time ago. The fact that the shrine could be built on such a high central tower shows that this god's status is not low. After hearing his position, my body tensed again. Only now did I feel uneasy, not knowing how I would be treated, which made my behavior very suspicious. Although he protected me now, I was trespassing illegally after all, and he was right here. So, what do you think? Baldr. Are you willing to agree to the request I just made? Beside me, who was so nervous, Lord Hermes asked with a calm expression. I wonder what they were talking about before I arrived. After all, Lord Baldr just said, we talked about it. But why are you talking about me? Yes. As I stood there, expressionless, Lord Baldr looked at me. I felt very confused, but not long after, the male god curved his eyebrows into a gentle arc and said, all right Belcranel, are you interested in becoming a student of the school district? For a moment, time seemed to stop here. Then, motionless, I understood the meaning of the words and screamed.